Hi everyone, so let's move towards our today's topic, which is
Norma lateralis, and as the name indicates, the lateral view of the skull is called as norma lateralis. Okay, now the bones which you can see from this side, this view, are following. Now I will tell you: frontal bone, occipital bone, zygomatic bone, mandible bone, maxilla bone, sphenoid bone, temporal bone, and parietal bone. So basically, all basic four bones which are present on the cranium, which is forming the cranium, that is frontal, occipital, and parietal and temporal bone. So these four bones are it can be seen, as well as zygomatic, mandible, maxilla, and sphenoid bone can also be seen through this view. Now the most important point of the lateral view of the skull is there are two lines. Okay, there are two lines which you can see, and that lines are very important. That is superior in temporal line and inferior temporal line. As the name indicates, they will present on the temporal bone. Okay, so the two lines are called as superior and inferior temporal lines, and they will present on the temporal bone. Now on the anterior side of the ear, on the anterior side of the ear, where the ear is present, there is a bar like structure called as zygomatic arch. Okay, and and on the medial side of the zygomatic arch there is a hollow like structure, because between zygomatic arch and the skull, or the body of the skull, there is a hollow like or space is called as temporal fossa. Okay, now zygomatic arch is also known as zygoma. Okay, and it is formed by two parts, basically the zygomatic part and the temporal part. Okay, the zygomatic part of the temporal bone. Now what is the zygomatic part of the temporal bone? As you know that there is a bone called as temporal bone. Now that bone, the extension of the bone which is moving towards the zygomatic bone is called as zygomatic part of the temporal bone. Same like that, the temporal part of the zygomatic bone. So the elevation or the extension of the zygomatic bone towards the temporal part is called as temporal bone is called as temporal part of the zygomatic bone. Now these two parts will join together and they will form zygomatic arch, and they will join and they will form a suture called as zygomo or temporozygomatic suture. Okay, now anteriorly the zygomatic arch is connected with zygomatic bone, and posteriorly it is connected with which bone? Temporal bone. Now anterior point where the zygomatic arch is connected with zygomatic bone is called as jugal point, and posteriorly the zygomatic arch is connected with the zygomatic bone, temporal bone, and posteriorly and on that point there is a structure called as external acoustic meatus. Okay, now it is formed by squamous part of the temporal bone as well as tympanic palate. Okay, now posteriorly to this posteriorly to this external acoustic meatus there is a triangle called as triangle of Massey-Venn. Okay, which is very important. Now it is not very much important, but you have to remember that behind external acoustic meatus the mastoid part of the temporal bone will start. Okay, and on the mastoid part there is a foramen called as mastoid foramen, as well as there are some sutures which you can see, that is parieto-mastoid suture. As the name indicates, the parietal bone and the mastoid part of the temporal bone will together form parieto-mastoid suture. Another suture is present, occipito-mastoid suture, as the name indicates, that occipital bone and mastoid part of the temporal bone, and the lambdoid suture, which is separating the occipital bone to the parietal bone.
Now these three sutures are meeting at one point, and that point is present on the mastoid part, and that point and that point is called as asterion. Now in the neuroglia, the types of neurons, there was a cell called as astrocytes, you remember? Now the astrocyte now the astrocytes we have studied that astrocytes are star shaped. The word astro means star. Same like that, the asterion, which is the meeting point of these three suture, is star shaped. Okay. Now behind mastoid part there is a point like structure, needle like structure called a styloid process, which is not very much important, but you have to remember this point. Now another point, like I said, the asterion is the meeting point of three suture. Okay, parietomastoid suture, occipitomastoid suture, and lambdoid suture. Same like that, pterion is basically and is present on lateral side of the skull, whereas asterion is present on the posterior side. Now if you see the skull from the lateral side, you will easily see that at the end of the how will I tell you now, the meeting point of four bones and on the lateral side is called as pterion. Which bones are forming the scalp or cranium? Those bones are temporal, frontal, parietal, and sphenoid. Okay. No. Remember, I will tell you. The greater ring of the sphenoid bone, the frontal bone, the parietal bone, these four bone. Now I am repeating again: sphenoid bone, temporal bone, frontal bone, and parietal bone. These four bones are present in the cranium. They are forming the cranium. These four bones are meeting together on the lateral side in the temporal fossa, and that point is called as pterion. Okay, you have to remember this point as well. Okay, asterion is the meeting point of three suture and pterion is the meeting point of four bones. Pterion is present on the lateral side, whereas asterion is present on the posterior side. Okay, or you can also say that it is present on posto-superiorly. Okay, asterion is present posto-superiorly. Okay, and asterion is present in the line of zygomatic arch, the posterior part of the zygomatic arch, where the posterior part of the zygomatic arch is ending. In that continuation, in that plane, in that line, the asterion is present. Okay, so this was the whole topic. You have to remember, and work hard, study hard, and good luck. Thank you so much. Bye.